Blessings crew, and welcome to this week's offering. We're starting standing, so find your way to the front of your yoga mat or whatever it is you're practicing on. So just a reminder, you don't need a mat, you don't need flash gear. Practicing in your pajamas is a little closer to the traditional yoga wear than maybe tights and crop tops that we might be used to seeing online. So it's what you're comfortable in, and it's about being able to move and feel connected with our body. And that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with our feet and just bringing our attention, our focus out of this top half down into our feet for a moment. Just moving. We might jump, we might squish, we might rock, we might, however we feel like getting in touch with our feet. And as we do that, bring our awareness to what we're standing on. So to the earth, to your sense of place. When we think about yoga, it's a long way from home if we're not practicing in India. And so we're connecting there, and we're connecting to where we are. So I'm practicing in Aotearoa, New Zealand, in the beautiful little city of Ahuriri, and just feeling into that, the stories of the land I'm on, the ancestors of the land, how I came to be here, and those kind of things help us connect to something much bigger than our lives, much bigger than what we can tend to get tangled up in our mind. Start to move into knees and hips, so let's get a proper little kind of sway on, jiggle on, kind of move your shoulders, move your fingers. The other thing we want to play with is that yoga isn't about stillness, especially our asana part of yoga is not about stillness, it's about activity and movement. And even when we get to our meditation stages, it's about taking those states into the world afterwards. So bringing our awareness to our lives, just on that deeper level. Or if the world is a bit loud, learning how to turn that volume down. Come into the simple things like the breath, and that's where we're going to start moving from now. So we're going to move our feet out to the edge of what you're practicing on. So a bit wider than your hips, toes turned ever so slightly out. Notice knees, unclench where there doesn't need to be tension. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. We're going to bend into those knees, sweep our way down, fingertips to the ground, and then inhale, come back up. And we're just going to do a few like that, so just get the rhythm of your breath. When you come up to the top, let your fingertips touch, feel that sensation. You come down to the bottom, fingertips grazing the floor, sensation. One more, coming down. Come up, slowly on that inhale. Right arm comes down, left arm lifts. Looking under that arm. Inhaling back up. Exhaling the other way. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more, inhale up. Exhale over, come up to the top. Bring our hands down to the center, heart space. Move into those knees, give everything a wriggle. Bring your feet under you. Hip distance, maybe a little bit wider, depends on thighs and how comfortable we are bending around into our belly. I'm just going to come down into those feet again, so feel the presence of that. Let your arms come down alongside your body. So Tadasana. Roll the shoulders down. Feel the strength in your body and the softness in your body all at once. You might close your eyes, you might soften your gaze. On the inhale, we're taking the arms up. And on the exhale, we're coming into chair pose. Tailbone going back. Arms coming forward. Feel that strength in your body. Length along the spine. Next, coming around slowly, lift the hips, let the arms come down, forward fold. Soften, head drops, arms release. Soft behind the knees, so we don't need to lock anything out. Sink down into the hips a little bit, bring the fingertips down if they're not already there. Right foot steps it back, high lunge. Sink, feel into that, feel the back heel press back. Planting the hands, step this left foot back. Lift up into down dog, just come up slow. Roll out the shoulders. Breathe it out. Feel into the pose, that real lifting away through the hips. Left knee comes down, right foot steps forward. Come up into that high lunge. So back toes tuck under. Back heel presses back. Lengthen into it. Find your way to the front of the mat, so step that back foot up. Stretch it down, let the head drop. Forearms onto thighs, tailbone goes back, head lifts. Lift the hips, bring the hands to just below the knees. Crown of the head comes forward. Back nice and long, nice and straight. Unlocked knees, but lift through the sit bones. So breathe into that. Sink back down into that little half chair. Start to lift up. Inhale, bring those arms up. Bring the hands down through that center. Down through that chair pose. Hands come down, hips lift. Right foot takes a step back again. High lunge. Back heel presses back. Bring the upper body up. Slow, tuck this front hip under. Inhale, bring the arms up. Long, deep breath here. Sinking down on the one hand and reaching up on the other. Lengthening that breath so you'll find that exhale. Coming forward, come down, loosen up this left leg. We've got the option of stepping into three-legged down dog or normal down dog. Give yourself lots of room to modify. Foot comes down if we've had it up.
Left knee comes down, right foot steps forward, back into that high lunge. Coming up through the upper body, set it up. Down through the hips, tuck this right hip under. Slowly up through the arms. Come forward slowly. Bring the hands down, step it back up to the front of the mat for a moment, stretch it down. On that inhale, I'm going to walk our feet back slowly into plank. Up into down dog. Big lift up, big slow lift. Right leg lifts it up into that three-legged if that's what you did on the first side. Easing into it. Bring that leg down. Bring the knees down. Walk them up to the edge of the mat. Big toes together. As you ease back, bring this left arm underneath your right. Thread that needle. There, we've got the option, right arm on the inhale. Up towards the roof, follow it with the eyes. Exhale, back out over your head. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. 2 more. Then sink into the pose. It's reaching, right arm forward, left arm, reaching away. Change sides, just slow. Right arm threads under. Option, inhale. Lift arm up, follow the thumb. Exhale, back down. Let's keep that flow going. Stretch that left arm away. Sink into the pose. Wander it up, bring the hands in. Bring the knees together if we need to pop a cushion. Under thighs do. Big inhale, bring the arms up. Open up nice and wide. Feel that freedom you're starting to create in your shoulders. Reach around, let the fingers behind you. And sink down, tuck the chin down towards the base of the throat. Next inhale, the arms come up.
we bring the hands down through that center. We're going to lift up to kneeling. Tuck your toes under. Sit back down towards your heels. Stretching into those feet. You can just go slow with this one. This can be quite uncomfortable. Notice your breath. From there to all fours, flatten those feet, give those feet a chance to recover. In a cat-cow pose, so inhale, bring the chest forward. Exhale, mid-spine up towards the roof, chin tucks in. And repeat. So that slow flowing along the spine. Last one, exhaling. Walking into plank. You can always take a break and pose the child change, so give yourself those permissions. From plank up into down dog otherwise. Lift up, roll out those shoulders, find your breath. Come forward, knees come down, half chaturanga, so slide down the inside of your arms. Control it down to the floor, flatten the feet, just lift, little cobra. Shoulders down, strengthening up along the spine. So bringing our chest forward rather than crunching into our lower back, really conscious of that movement. Elbows come out, chin tucks in. Hips lift, stay nice and low to the floor, stretch your back. With your knees on the floor, bring your heart towards the floor. Roll it forward, quite close to the floor, land again. Bring the wings in. And just lift. And into that cobra. Strengthening up along that spine. Chin tucks in, down we go, roll it back. Heart to the floor. Come forward. Land, elbows come in. Lift along the spine. A deep breath. Chin tucks in, roll it back, and either stay heart to the floor or tuck the toes under and come into down dog. Long deep breath, feel what we've done, let it ease out in that spine. Come forward, bring the knees down. Let's step our right foot up to the front, but we're going to turn. So, that right foot kind of out. Angles can be funny with feet, team, so kind of want to make sure our knee feels safe. So some of you it's going to be more like a 90, some of you probably more 45 for that foot. It's going to find what's comfortable. We're straight over this side knee, so gate pose is where we're heading. We're going to inhale, bring our arms up. And we're going to head towards that front foot, that right foot. Exhale, reach. We're going to inhale. Take it over the other way. Just touch the fingertips down. Inhale up. And exhale. Over. Keep that movement just slow, controlled. When we come towards that front foot, this next time coming into a hold. So reaching up and over, looking under that top arm. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale. And come back to that center point. So bring that front leg in. Just turn yourself around. So left foot stretches out again, set it up. So straight over that right leg. Left foot comfortable. When does it feel comfortable? Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Just keep it going slow. Noticing that flow of the breath. And we come over to this next one to the front. Come into that hold, looking up underneath that top arm. Big deep breath. Slowly back to center, bring that foot in. Turn ourselves back towards the front of the mat. Onto the arms forward, bring the knees out to the edge of the mat, pull back to the heels. Stretch the arms away, bring the heart towards the earth. Crew, if you can only kind of make a smaller class today, this is the 25-minute mark today. Let's kind of hang out here, find your center. Let yourself rest before you go into the rest of your day. Those that are hanging around for the rest of the class, we're just going to take a few breaths here. Let the class so far settle into your body. Bring your hands back up to the front of the mat, bring the knees in under you. And take the right knee and slide it up like we're going into pigeon pose. It's a bit more dynamic, this sequence. So we're just going to ease down for the first one, just coming into our normal version. So right heel under left hip, stretch into the spine a little bit and come down just to warm our hips.
Lift it up, change sides, so slide right knee back, slide left knee forward, adjust that foot. Breath in the spine stretch, so just up along the spine. And then down we go, resting into it. Lifting up. So, dynamic version, team, 2 options. I've got a tiger's tail option and a downward dog option. Tiger's tail option, we inhale, slide that right knee back up, but we're not adjusting our foot because we're just stretching along that spine. And then when we inhale, we're coming up into a tiger's tail and exhaling. When we're ready to inhale, we change sides to the other side. The down dog version is we do the same movement, so we've got our knees down, we bring our knee forward, we exhale, sink. When we inhale, we tuck our toes under, we bring that knee up towards the roof, so our dog leg, down dog, we exhale there, and we inhale, and we bring it back. We're going to stay on the same side, team, for a few. So figure which one you're going to use. Set yourself up. You might start in the down dog and work your way down to the other one. But just kind of swing into those hips, get ready. And then right knee, we're going to start on that right side. So inhale, slide that knee forward. Exhale, little lift along the spine. Inhale, whichever version you're doing. Exhale into it. When you're ready to inhale, come forward. And then that knee, exhale. Find the rhythm, inhaling out, exhaling. Just working with your breathing, or just trying not to hold the breath. Last sequence on this side. Bring the knees down. Take the weight out of the wrist, so knees out to the edge of the mat. Pull back slowly. Fold the arms. Take rest. Notice the 2 sides of your body. Alright, come back to the other side. So set yourself up. Just kind of feel that strength in your body and that softness in your body. So there's 2 things in the same place. Move to that left side, inhale, slide forward. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Back into whichever one you're doing. Exhale. Find that rhythm, inhaling forward. Exhale. Keep that flow going. Big breaths. Nice one. Knees come down. Walk them in a bit closer to your hands. And turn your wrists around. Thumbs to the outside of the mat. Breath there, just leaning into those wrists. You can step back into plank if you wish from here. Otherwise, just stay with the wrist stretch. Then we're going to sit ourselves around. So turn these wrists around to seated. Bring the soles of the feet in to wherever's comfortably close. Team. Holding onto the feet. Roll the shoulders down. Lift up along the spine, so feel that length in your spine. Nice deep breath. Those of you that can roll around the hips a bit further, come forward without C-shaping your spine, so nice long spine. Inhale, come up slow. Just kind of feel into what's going on in your body. We're going to take our left leg out in front. Stay with this right foot tucked in. Maybe tuck it in a bit closer, or if you've had it further out. And feel what's happening in your sit bones when you do that. And sitting up nice and straight. So feel that length. And I know we do a lot of this in yoga where we go and lifting up and you're like, oh, sometimes. So feel like we can lift. Here in Aotearoa, Southern Hemisphere, so we're right on solstice at the moment, and heading into Matariki, which is our New Year's celebration for our Indigenous First Nations here, and it's this real time of kind of that I guess sometimes feels like a contradiction. We're starting to get the longer days on the other side of solstice, but we're getting colder, and so we can start to hunker down a bit. And so when we lift, it can feel like it's more of an effort in winter because of that. So, but it's really important. So we're going to breathe and come up. If you're practicing in the Northern Hemisphere and you've been having the big heat waves, you might feel quite, let's go gently, go slowly, and make sure you're practicing in the cooler part of the day. Okay, I'm not an advocate of Bikram at all. So we're going to come around to this right knee. And we're going to keep that lovely length up through the spine. We're going to take our left hand and we're just going to put it by our knee. Okay, so we're not aiming for over here yet. We're going to stay upright. And we're just going to take this right arm and we're going to lift it up and we're going to take our gaze up to our right thumb. We're going to lift that whole right side of the body. So in between the ribs. Really kind of opening up that side. And that right hand is going to come down behind us, and this left arm's going to lift, and we're going to feel the ribs on that left side of the body lifting. We're going to bum on the floor for this first bit. Take your gaze up to your thumb. Now, landing that left hand, we might go straight back to where it was by the knee, or we might be able to go closer to the ankle. We're going to bring this right arm up and in line with your ear, and we're reaching forward. Long, deep breath. Inhale, bring that right hand back behind you, left arm lifts, option, hips lifting, arching, taking that gaze up, turning the body a little bit up towards the roof. Big deep breath. Fingers on that right hand pointing away, so pointing to the back of the mat. Hips come down. Left hand wherever it reaches. And right arm reaching. Long, deep breath. And now come up. Ooh, changing side. So, as you change side, we're doing that same thing. We're going to sit, we're going to feel that lovely length up through the body. We're just going to do a little adjustment on the camera team. So stay with that lifting up. The joys of technology. Light flashing at me going, So from there, helps if I change that. And acknowledging, is that tiring? Where are we at? How do we sit normally? Monty just making a little cameo appearance there. We're going to turn to this left knee. And it's the same as what we did before. We're really conscious we're lifting. We're bringing that lift up. Right hand by the right knee. No further than that for the first one. Left arm reaches up. Remember, we've started to extend already, so these ribs have had that stretch on the first side. So it's big, kind of deep, deep breath. Left hand goes back, right arm lifts up. Take that gaze up, feel into that space, so feel that right side of the body as it lifts. The right hand might land back by your knee or down towards your ankle. Left arm in line with your ear, reaching out. Inhale, bring that left hand back, right arm lifts, our hips can lift with it. Long extension, the deep breath. Come down slow, reaching, right arm wherever it reaches, left arm reaches over. Long, deep breath. Coming up, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together again, so back into this Baddha Konasana pose. See if that's helped loosen everything up, team. Loosening can be millimeters, so it's really kind of just being gentle, but lifting up and then reaching around and forwards. Long deep breath there.
And lifting up, we're going to take our legs up nice and wide. And especially crew that find these ones really difficult, okay? So whether it's kind of the gracilis, this inner thigh muscle, if it's your hamstrings or a bit of both, go slow, you know, like just be really patient with your body. And for that reason, even if you know you can put your tummy on the floor, we're starting with these little circles that really just help us loosen, just really gently, right around that space that we're talking about. And so it also brings our awareness to our pelvic floor. It just gives us that moment to reflect how we don't notice things like that until it's not working properly. Changing direction, going around the other way. Got an idea in yoga that we want long, strong muscles, not short, tight muscles. And pelvic floor is no different. We don't want it all bunched up. We want to be able to move. We want to be able to enjoy our pelvic floor. It contains pleasure as well as our very utilitarian functions. Just come back to center, and I'm going to loosen our knees up. So if you're already like quite tightly into the floor, just loosen up, lift up. Okay, so we're lifting up so that we can roll our pelvis around that hip space. And we might only get a little way forward. We might still be sitting up, but we're going to just feel it. Don't go to the point where you feel like you're being pulled apart. That long spine, so try not to curl over, try and keep it. Heart coming forwards, breathe. Active feet, so check they haven't collapsed. Wandering over to our right leg and down that right leg. We might go down the inside, we might go down the front of the leg. Just kind of notice active left foot, left side, anchoring that left sit bone towards the floor. And then walking ourselves around the other way. This time anchoring through that left sit bone, that left foot active. Sorry, right foot, right hip active. So kind of anchoring down on that opposite side to where we're turning. Breathe. Back to center, and we're going to bring ourselves down and around to lying down. Bring the knees in towards the hips and then in towards the chest. We're going to roll around our lower back. Just been noticing that rolling, make sure it feels all right. Change direction, take it around the other way. Then soles of the feet together, knees drop out to the side. We're going to reach our arms out, take them over our head. It's a bit of a dynamic sequence first team, so just look after your body during it, a couple of layers to it. So as we inhale, we're going to bring our arms up towards the roof,
our knees together and our feet up towards the roof. We're going to exhale if we can. We're going to lift our head up and reach at the same time. We're ready to inhale. We come back down, soles of the feet together, knees, drop our arms over the head, exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale into that lift, especially if you're lifting the head. Inhale back down. Keep that flow going. Last one. Soften, let those knees drop out to the sides, let those arms release. If you've got a little bit of tightness in the shoulders and it feels a bit nasty having them over your head, bring your hands onto your belly instead. There, knees come back together. Arms come out wide. We're taking our hips up and over to the left. And our knees are going to go right into the twist. Head turning towards that left arm. Long deep breath. Back to center, hips come back to center, over to the right, knees go left, head rolls right. Bring it back to center. Bring the hips back to center. Pop your left ankle on your right thigh and just bring that right knee in towards you. That might be enough. We're threading our left hand through that space, reaching around to the shin. Right hand goes around the outside to the shin like the fingers. Draw that knee towards you. Sink into the breath. Release on that side, just changing sides, take it nice and slow. Releasing, bring the feet down to the floor, bring the hands onto the belly. Let shoulders release for a moment. Take a breath there. Feel the sense of connecting in. Think back to when we started class and we were connecting into the land. There's points that are touching the floor right now. Just feel them connecting into the earth. Feel the breath moving. So put your hands on your belly. Feel the breath. We're going to work with that exhale. At the bottom of the exhale, there's a pause before the inhale arrives. Gently count how many counts it is. We're not holding our breath, we're just noticing. So am I a 1, am I a 3? Before that inhale arrives. Then at the top of the inhale, the same thing happens. We've got a natural pause. See how long that is. I'm going to see if we can increase that by a count of 1 to 3, depending on how you're feeling. Any dizziness or discomfort, or if you've got a cold at the moment, then don't do the practice, just relax. And notice what that feels like. Notice the pause that's opening up. In that pause between those two stages of the breath. And once we've kind of reached a point where we feel like, whew, that's quite intense, then I'll let the breath come back to normal. And if you want to stretch your legs down the mat into full Shavasana, now's a good time. We'll leave the feet tucked in. We might put our arms alongside the body, palm facing up. We might stay with our hands on the belly, especially if you need a bit of grounding, team. Just kind of notice what's going to make you feel more connected up. Shavasana, rest. One of the most important practices within our yoga practice. If we can't rest, we can't meditate. We can't find our mindfulness. Because we can't slow down enough. We can't bring our nervous system down enough to do that. And particularly these days, we tend to rest with a screen on front of us, or maybe multiple screens in front of us, and call it rest. And Shavasana is screenless, resting. Let yourself soften into that, let yourself experience that, and if there's resistance to it, notice that. Bring your presence to the present and simply let the breath flow. Your body melting. Take any conscious tension out of your body by really deeply feeling your connection to the floor, your body melting. Check in, now that we've been there for a minute. You're not tensioning up. Let those shoulders go, let the jaw go, the muscles around the eyes. If your mind wants to be in a hurry to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, watch it. Thank goodness me, look at me wanting to go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Yeah, I'm going to breathe. Let my mind dance about the place, but I'm going to breathe and soften. For those of you that can, stay on and either meditate or nap. Let's turn that volume down. Any blessings? Those who need to come back, you're going to just count your way through 8 slow breaths. This next breath, we're going to inhale, we're going to take our arms up towards the roof and then over your head. If you've had your legs stretched away, wander them back up. We're going to turn onto our left side and just come slowly round to seated. Open cross-legged or whatever's comfortable. And just kind of sit with that for a moment. If you're practicing our lifting up, you might want to sit in a half or just adjusting a foot. Sit into that breath, feel the breath after working with the breath like that. Notice how it's feeling. Again, try and avoid that jumping off your yoga mat feeling. Just come into the breathing, into that slowness. Bring some of that with you into the rest of your day. We're going to inhale, bring our arms up. We're going to gather some of that energy in and bring it to the heart space. And just notice. So think about that connection into the earth, into your body. That bigger picture that you are connected into, that you are a part of. A very unique part of. An essential part of. And many blessings everyone. Thank you for joining me this week and take care of yourselves over this solstice Matariki period. Celebrate, remember our ancestors. It's a time also within Aotearoa of remembering those that have passed in the last year and just kind of honouring the ancestral connections. So bring that with you into the week.